Hey team, Jen here. I am making this video today to have a quick conversation with you about my expectations for your performance in this course. I think that when we're taking courses online, it's very important that instructors be as crystal clear as possible about what their expectations are for students who are taking their courses. Even though expectations are outlined in the syllabus and they are outlined through the rubric, there's a lot of kind of gray area, particularly when you're not meeting with an instructor every day face to face. There can be a bit of a question mark when it comes to understanding what an instructor really expects and desires from her students as kind of best practices. So I wanted to make this video to take care of any ambiguity surrounding that question for you so that we can move forward. And if you have expectations as well for an instructor in a course that you take online, I think it would be a really fruitful thing for you to maybe start a thread in the Student Lounge forum, for example, and talk a little bit about what you expect from your instructors, what you feel the best practices are when you're taking a course online. I wanted to start with what I feel is the most important expectation that I have for students, and that is interest and passion. Um, no matter the reason why you're taking this course. So whether it's because it's a necessary course for you to take to fulfill the requirements for your program, or whether it's an elective course that you're taking because you're, really interested in the material that we're covering. No matter what the reason is that you're enrolled in this course, I think it's very important that every student find a way to be passionately connected to some aspect of this course. So if you're not a literature person or an English person or somebody who loves writing or rhetoric or whatever it is that this class centers on for you, if you're not in love with that, then there are other ways that you can connect personally and passionately, I think, to some aspect of the course, whether it's in terms of just appreciating the process of learning itself and really having a hunger to learn more, or whether it's some aspect of the course content, such as maybe module 7, there's something that we're covering that you can connect to, or the process of making videos yourself in the course to learn new technologies, or it's the application of some of the things that we're doing to your study of biology or whatever it is. If you can find some way to be truly interested in any aspect of this course, I do feel that that passion becomes apparent to me as your instructor and to our community in the classroom, and that it has the potential to really inspire deeper analysis and deeper critique. I think that it has the potential to transform your writing, and it has the potential to bring stakes to what you're doing in this course. And I think that when students feel like there are stakes in what they're doing, they're bound to perform better and have a firmer investment in what they do. So I tried to design deliverables in this course as a way to invite you to figure out what your personal connection is to what we're learning. For me, that is so important. So you'll notice that I have prompts that are set in place for you. For example, I'll design prompts for your discussion posts and I'll design prompts for your papers. However, I always want to encourage you to include what you find most significant, what you find most important. If you have a personal connection or you see something in the text or the contexts that is not brought out by the prompt, I want you to know that in this course, I like to give students the liberty to explore avenues of inquiry that they are interested in pursuing. Um, Let me explain what that means in terms of the rubric and the expectations for the deliverables. Now, every deliverable has a particular set of rubrics and guidelines and expectations that fall in line with the universities or the institution's objectives. So there, there's certain moves that are very essential when you're writing, for example, a post in the forum. It's very important, for example, that you display close reading and analysis. It's very important that you display peer interactions that are forwarding discussion and uh, fostering deeper inquiry. So there are some expectations that are just set in stone, things that you're being graded on that aren't going to be changed no matter what you write about. So with that in mind, if you read, for example, um, Bartleby the Scrivener in class, and the prompt that I give you for the discussion forum, it doesn't really pique your interest. But as you were reading Bartleby the Scrivener, there's a set of other things that really got you thinking that stood out to you as important. So if you want to bypass any aspect of the prompt that I've written you, if you want to write about something related to the prompt, or something that is tangential or a continuation or a precursor to that prompt, I want you to know that you have license to explore what you'd like. However, the prompt is there because the things that are noted in the prompt are things that I feel are worth noticing. They're things that I feel are going to take you along this trajectory in the course smoothly. So if you decide that you want to construct a prompt that is more in line with your reading, I want you to do so as much as possible in line with the prompt that I've given you. So what that means in short is that while you have a lot of elbow room in this prompt to formulate a response that is genuine for your type of reading, at the same time, you want to make sure that you're hitting the objectives that are outlined in the rubric as closely as you can. So the content, the quality of the content is very, very important. And making sure that you are conforming your writing to the expectations of that prompt, whether or not you use the context of the prompt or not. So, in short, again, what that means for you, worded differently, is that I want you to run with your passions. Let your passions come out. I don't think that it's necessarily a fruitful practice if every student only ever writes within the boundaries of a prompt. It can be very limiting for some students and some kinds of inquiry to do that. On the other hand, there is a purpose to boundaries in academia, and I think it's important that we respect those at the same time. So take what you will from that and know that I want to see your passion, your interests really coming forth when you write in the discussion forums or you write your essays. That's one of my expectations. A second expectation that I want to articulate to you today is my expectation of commitment and dedication. An online course will probably require about 10 hours of your time every single week. That's a lot of time. And English classes do demand a lot from students because we're asking you to do critical reading, analysis, writing. These things, they can take time. So I want to make sure that you're allotting enough time every week to really get the task done well. On the other hand, if you're dedicating more than that, if you're doing more than 10 hours every week, you want to reassess where you're at. You don't want to be putting in much more time than that. One way that I've helped students to negotiate their time best in this class is by providing resources that are easily accessible to students. And I do this through videos. So I do have a writing overview series where I've tried really hard to break down the key moves of the academic essay easily, simply, succinctly for students who want to know more about how they can improve their grade, how they can conform even more to the academic genre, even more about what I mean by this or that or the other thing when I'm talking about it in my announcement videos or my grading feedback. So you have that at your fingertips. Utilize it. It can really help. I also try to be really available to you through online office hours. I'm a very dedicated instructor, and I really expect my students to be dedicated as well. The reason for this is because academia is an opportunity for a lot of us to enhance our knowledge and to really change the way that we think about the world around us. In that sense, it's a very important enterprise. It's something that should be taken seriously and something that should be bled dry. Uh, Getting just every nugget and every morsel of nutrition that you can from this experience. It's so important. I do that as an instructor. I strive to do that, and I'd like to see students striving to do that as well. Um, so those are my expectations for students. Um, if you are a graduate student in a class with me, one of my primary objectives is to help you to ready your writing for publication. If you are an undergraduate student, my step is to prepare you for the kind of writing that you would be asked to do in a graduate program, um, so that you can eventually ready your writing for publication. The reason why I put such an emphasis on publication is because today's landscape really does ask for writers who are capable of pushing the envelope. They're capable of conforming to the key moves of the genre, which is a very difficult genre, the academic genre. And at the same time, they're capable of pushing the envelope and transforming that genre into something that really speaks for the generation, that has the capacity uh, to embody the new technologies that are coming, the new ways of thinking, the ways that we're connecting. So I think that it's a living genre that is slippery and so interesting. And one of my goals is to help students to be prepared for that landscape that can be very challenging of moving toward publication, moving toward thoughts that are new and interesting and publishable and relevant and important for how we think about the world that we live in. So that's what I want to push you toward. It isn't ever really just about showing me that you've read the work. It's more about showing me that you've thought about the work in ways that matter for you. That's the important thing that I want to see from all of my students across all courses. It's very important. I hope that gives you more of a sense of what my expectations are for you in this course. And if you have any questions at all, always feel free to reach out to me. I try to be very explicit with my rubrics. I try to be very explicit with my grading feedback and the resources that I offer you. But I'm always so, so happy to talk one-on-one with you about your particular writing style, your particular reading style, your struggles, your needs, anything like that. I hope that helps, and I look forward to your performance in this course. Bye for now.